We're here to talk about some podcast settings to make sure you've got everything set up properly. I've got the call recorder from Ecamm installed already, and I've got Skype pulled up, and I've found this dialog box by going to my Skype preferences. You can see my general preferences over here. And so if you come over to this recording button here, we're going to talk through a couple of these settings. The first thing is that I'm assuming that we're talking about a podcast with no video, only audio. And so the settings that I'm going to give you here are with that in mind. Your audio encoding AAC compression is perfect. That's exactly what you want. Don't use uncompressed. Your file will be way too big. Your video quality, your choices are normal and high. Definitely pick normal because we don't want to use up all your bandwidth for your video. We want most of your bandwidth going towards your audio. Your video image size, definitely choose the lowest one possible. Unless you wind up doing this for a video or a video podcast, we don't need video. We'll extract the audio from the video, and so a normal, super low size, very low frame rate video is perfect. For your video options, this is totally your choice. You can record audio only if you'd like to. That will remove these settings up here on your video. But if you'd like to have a backup for your sake, these definitely give you your options. Multi-track is going to put your faces side by side. Okay, show your recording controls at launch. That's totally your preference. I like to have mine up and ready so I don't have to pull anything else up. Keep your recording controls in front during calls. This is very important because then you know that you're still recording, and you can also watch your audio levels. Record calls automatically. Probably don't want that checked unless you really do want to record that Skype call between you and your best friend discussing your latest whatever it may be. And these settings are just checked by default, so you don't need to worry about it at all. You can save your recordings wherever you like. Just save them somewhere you're going to remember where they are. They're easy to find. Okay, the next thing we want to talk about is your audio video settings. Again, we don't really need to worry about the video, and so you can just default to whatever video you're using. Mine's my FaceTime HD camera because I'm running on a Mac right now. Your microphone here, this is going to be one of the biggest settings that gets messed up. And so you want to make sure that here you've switched this from internal microphone to your line in, and that's going to give you the option to use your Blue Yeti if that's what you've got going on, or whatever other mic you happen to have plugged in. I'm going to go ahead and switch this back to internal microphone just so I can Skype a little bit later today. The other thing that you want to make sure is this blue line right here. You can see as I'm talking, the lines are bouncing around. And so we don't want this to be so quiet that we can't hear anything. We also don't want to overload it at all. And so where it's hanging out right now is maybe on the low end of where you want it to be. I'm obviously using my internal microphone right now. I don't have my mic plugged in, and so my sound's not quite as good as it would be if I were recording a podcast. But you do want your audio to fall somewhere up in this upper third. But if you find yourself peaking is what they call it, and so that's going to give you kind of an overloaded sound and really compress your audio, it's not what you want at all. So you want that right in here, your audio to fall right in there. And so if you don't find that to be the case, then you want to probably move a little closer to your microphone. Maybe adjust your settings if you're running directly into your computer, you should be fine to leave this box checked. Just make sure that when you are next to your microphone, you're 2 to 3 finger widths away. And so if you held up your hand in between you and your microphone, you're going to feel like you're nearly kissing the microphone. Don't kiss the microphone unless you're super attached to it. That's fine. But you also don't want to get too far to make sure that you have the best audio possible.